Have you ever wanted a pet monster with 4 arms, a mouth that has fingers on its jaws, and various scary faces seemingly making up its entire body? No? Well, maybe you want to play as it. Your chance is here as Video Horror Society's newest monster is playable today. Meet Anomaly, the creepy but cute monster in its own way. Oh, you disagree? Regardless, this monster is probably one of the most aesthetically interesting monsters in the entire game. What can it do though? That is the question. Anomaly has 3 abilities to help it hunt down those pesky teens that are looking to destroy him with their elemental weapons. Its flagship ability is Mimicry that lets it appear like any random teen in that match, copying their outfit and even their weapon if they have one. This ability also acts as a shield, as any teen that hits Anomaly in this form won't eliminate it outright and will instead make Anomaly screech in pain and will cause Anomaly to flinch. Whilst in the form, teens won't hear any chase music either, so this is the best way to jump scare your friends in a match or to jump scare some randoms. Walk up to them, pretend you are their teammate, and BAM! Walk up to a teammate and pretend you're going to offer them the subscribe button. Oops, I got a little bit off track there. The downside for this ability? Well, you can't move at full speed and are instead slightly slower than the usual teen. This ability can change with mutations though, decreasing the cooldown or making the movement a little bit faster, but each mutation of course comes with its own downside. The infectious mutation might just be the most impressive one for this ability, making it so if you hit a teen within a small window after using Mimicry, you give them the busted status that makes it harder for them to heal up for the next 60 seconds. Its next ability, and one of the most explosive abilities, is Disperse. This ability reminds me a lot of the Dead by Daylight killer Spirit. During this ability, Anomaly goes invisible to all teens and also cannot see any of those teens itself, but it moves 100% faster for a brief period of time. When leaving this state, Anomaly explodes goop everywhere, covering all teens nearby with goop that slows them and also makes them unable to use their weapons. What is interesting is that a teen can sort of see Anomaly when he's right on top of them, as you can see some bubbly pink particles on the ground when he's just underneath you. This ability comes with some interesting mutations, making it so you can see teens after image, or increase your goop explosion radius, or even reduce the cooldown of the ability if used in conjunction with Mimicry. Anomaly's last ability is Scour, and one of the most difficult abilities for me to explain to you. This ability makes Anomaly dig into the ground, or shrink, or something. I don't really know what he's really doing. Either way, it makes it sink into the ground and enters a state where it detects teens all around the map. The drawback? Well, it happens in a circle. The teens furthest away from Anomaly get revealed first, and the circle draws in on Anomaly. The teens closer and closer to Anomaly get revealed too later on. Whilst in this form, Anomaly is completely blind to nearby teens, even if they're standing right in front of it. The mutations for this ability can give you extra rage as you're searching, expose and jam unarmed teens, and even let you move a little bit whilst in this state, although quite slowly I must admit. Now you understand the abilities, let's use them in conjunction to give you a proper feel of how this character could work in a proper match. First, you find your teens by using Scour. We see that there is a teen working on a station nearby. We head towards them, and just before we get within tension track radius, we use Mimicry to sneak up to the target. And maybe you can fool them into thinking you are there to craft as well. When you are nearby, you can hit them and let them escape. We chase for some time, and when our Disperse ability is available, we zoom forwards and cover them in goop, slowing them down and then hitting them once again. Hopefully also protecting ourselves from any teens hidden nearby by gooping them and disabling all of their weapons. This would be the basic strategy for him, but you could also use the Mimicry ability to permit you to defend yourself from damage whilst you're chasing a teen. Due to this, you could say that this monster is quite versatile. Let's talk about the monster perks that Anomaly brings to the game. Perks that add quite a lot of utility and may be very handy for beginner players looking to get a little help finding teens. The first is Devour Spirit, that has the very unique ability of draining teens' Luma every second whilst the monster is feasting on them. Feasting is something very niche but could be very effective when there are less teens running around. This is a great way of you building your rage and slugging a teen for a little bit longer. Currently it can drain up to 7.5% per second. The second perk is Formless Insight. That will definitely be a must-have for beginners. This gives you an increased movement speed when banished after being eliminated by a weapon. Not only that though, but it will also highlight any stations a teen is working on. This could let you transition across the entire map and then surprise a teen that thought it was impossible for you to find them that far away from your elimination point. The third perk is Mending Malice, and it will reveal any teen that is healing within a certain radius of you. This is very similar to Dead by Daylight's perk Nurse's Calling, or to Identity V's perk Street Sweeper, and honestly has a very similar outer limit to those abilities. This situation is less common for teens to be doing at the moment, especially when they know that there's a monster nearby, but possibly teens in the future might get a perk that lets them heal on the go, so this could become more and more relevant later in the game's lifespan. If you haven't played Video Horror Society in some time, then some of the newer changes to the game might be shocking. Check out this video here to get a rundown on the newest information.